Hey everyone, it's ZLR here, and I'm going to talk about the Week 5 recap for the UFL. And the first game we had here is the Brahmas and the Renegades, with the Brahmas winning 25 to 15 in a pretty decent game. Uh, Sorry about that. I had the burp, but I didn't want to burp completely. But Dormandy, uh, quarterback for the Brahmas, number 12. Oh boy, that brings back some memories for me. Brady come back. Just kidding. Uh but Dormandy Dormady? Yeah, Dormady. Uh Attempted 30 passes, completed 19, 164 yards, one touchdown and three interceptions. He really didn't have a good game. Jesus. But love it. 13 attempted uh at rushing, 95 yards, two touchdowns. Pretty pretty good there. Um, and for receivers, we had Kirkland with 43 yards off of six receptions. Uh, Mack with 36 yards, three receptions, one touchdown. Stevenson with 32 yards off of three. Smith with 24 off of two receptions. Lovett with 13 yards off of three receptions. That's really about it. And for Renegades, we had Perez with 36 attempted passes with 26 completed. I don't know if I think I said 36. Uh, with 270 yards, one touchdown, zero interceptions. And also, I'm just going to mention this too. Scott, number 10, he was the backup. One attempted, one completed for -1. That must suck. Hunter had 33 yards rushing off of 9 attempts. Brown had 16 yards off of 5 attempts rushing as well. Um, wow, Peyton had a game for a receiver. 119 yards, 7 receptions, 1 touchdown. Vaughn's had 45 yards off of 5 receptions. Canella had 40 yards off of 6 receptions. Did I say 5 receptions for Vaughn's? And I'll just say it again just in case. Yeah, it was 5 receptions for Vaughn's. Brown had 25 yards off of 4 receptions. And Burnett had 21 yards off of 2 receptions. So, pretty decent game there to start it off. And then we had the Stallions and Roughnecks, and Jesus. 32 to 9, the Stallions won. And we'll talk about that right now. So we have Martinez, the quarterback, throwing it 20 times, completing 11 passes, 155 yards, one touchdown, zero interceptions. Pretty decent game there. Holy crap. Martinez as well for rushing had 138 yards off of 9 attempts. Jesus Christ. That's a good game for that quarterback. Man, damn. Nice. But anyway, Roundtree 50 yards, 9 attempts rushing, one touchdown. And Person 25 yards off of 14 attempts for rushing. I almost just said receptions. And he had two touchdowns. Sternberger 46 yards, two receptions, one touchdown. Kane 33 yards, three receptions. Williams 22 yards off of two receptions. Thomas 21 yards off of one reception, and Rogers with 17 yards off of one reception. Then we go to the Roughnecks side of things, and we had two quarterbacks again. Jesus Christ, I got a lot of burps today. Sinnott with 38 attempts, 27 completed for 203 yards, one touchdown, and one interception. And Henderson with 3 completed out of 4 attempts for 35 yards and one interception. Rushing wasn't really all that good here. Pledger only 15 yards off of 6 attempts, and Thompson with 11 yards off of 4. Their receivers, though, had a pretty decent game, at least the two top ones, which was Hall with 93 yards and 11 receptions, and Chisholm with 88 yards off of 7 receptions. Um, oh wow, I found the guy with the touchdown. He had one reception for 1 yard, and that was Bowman, the tight end. But other than that, we also had Pledger, the running back, again 15 yards off of 4 receptions. Uh, Grayson had 12 yards off of 1 reception, and Ratliff Williams with 11 yards off of 2 receptions, and Thompson with 11 yards off of 2 receptions as well. So, to be completely honest, kind of decent game from both sides. I mean, even though the even though those friggin' uh Stallions beat the living shit out of the Roughnecks, the Roughnecks wide receivers at least had a good game. Next one was the Battlehawks and the Defenders. Battlehawks just showing out the Stallions in this one upping them 45-12. Let's take a look at these stats because I am actually very excited to look at these. So, 24 attempts, 14 completed for AJ McCarron, 213 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. We had Sailors with 52 yards off of 12 attempted rushing and 1 touchdown. Galman, 31 yards off of 10 attempts at rushing for 1 touchdown. And Wilkins, the backup quarterback, with 11 yards, 2 receptions, and a touchdown. Hey, even the backup quarterback's getting a run in and getting a touchdown. I like that. They did not have a lot of wide receivers out there. They had Butler with 147 yards and 2 touchdowns off of 6 receptions. Pearson with 43 yards off of 3 receptions. And Sailors with 17 yards with 4 receptions. I'll just mention their other wide receiver here too, and that was Aitman with 6 yards off of 1 reception. And then for the defender side, they had. That was a very loud car. But Teamu with 20. Okay, that might have been a truck actually. Teamu with 23 attempts and 12 completed for passing, 101 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. And Teamu also had 4 attempts at rushing for 26 yards. Harris had 11 attempts at rushing for 25 yards and 1 touchdown. Harmon had 4 receptions for 37 yards, 1 touchdown. Smith had 3 receptions for 25 yards. Ellis had 2 receptions for 18 yards. And both Rowland and Cootie had 1 reception for 10 yards. pretty decent only for the Battlehawks on this one. Wow. I really I was very surprised. And then for the last one, we had the Panthers and the Showboats. And the Panthers won this one 35-18, which I felt was just like weird that there was a whole bunch of just shutout games this week except for the Brahmas and the Renegades one. But we had Etling with 21 attempts, 14 completed for 175 yards. Hills had 82 yards off of 16 attempted at rushing for 3 touchdowns. Colburn had 15 attempts at rushing for 68 yards and 1 touchdown. And Etling had 5 attempts for 10 yards and 1 touchdown. A lot of rushing touchdowns that game, but I like that. I like that. Hiku, I might butcher this name. Hikutini with 64 yards off of 3 receptions. Sims with 37 yards off of 2 receptions. Colburn with 14 yards off of 3 receptions. And Oaks and Gray with one. Wow, I'm really having a bad time here. 1 reception for 9 yards. And that was for both Oaks and Gray. For the Showboats side, we had Williams with 37 attempts, 19 completed for 248 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. We also had Williams attempt 2 times at rushing for 24 yards, and Victor had 9 attempts for 17. We had Davis with 101 yards, 6 receptions, 1 touchdown. Adams with 45 yards, 2 receptions, 1 touchdown. Apple with, or is it Papal? I don't even know. 33 yards, 4 receptions. Surratt with 2 receptions, 31 yards, and 1 touchdown. Overton with 26 yards off of 1 reception. And Victor with 3 receptions for 11 yards. And that is going to be it for this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I will definitely be back next week when I do my week 7 predictions and my week 6 recap. So, as always, hope you guys like, subscribe, comment, do whatever you want to do. And I'll see you all in the next video. See you around.